According to a study, more than 85% of the increase in test automation has been found. As these testing initiatives are expensive and bug detection cost rises, so here are some methods that you can utilize to improve ROI in test automation. 1. Figure out what you need to automate. To improve ROI, you need to decide and identify what must be automated. Otherwise, it will be difficult to achieve the desired output. Therefore, you need to consider some factors like test environment, an application under testing, hardware dependence, impacts, etc. You can utilize a testing approach which is risk-based to determine the test which needs to be automated. 2. Task prioritization and division. Once you determine which test you need to automate, you can prioritize and divide tests. By doing so, you can figure out the desired outcome with test automation. Accordingly, you must plan the next actions. You can also club complex tasks according to the priority level. When prioritization is over, you can jump onto task division. You must divide such that it meets the timeline that is expected. It is also evident that all the members are not equally skilled, so you must draft a new plan to identify beneficial test cases. 3. No need to automate every test. You must not look for 100% coverage. Instead, go for the maximum that you can achieve but effectively. People mostly try to do automation for every application and components. It demands enormous amounts of efforts and results in high costs. There are high chances that test may need manual intervention which might not yield the expected result. So, it is better that you go for a maximum number of tests but effectively to achieve high ROI. 4. Prepare test cases. Before you jump onto test automation, identify the test cases and scenarios. It helps to understand the execution time for each test, and you can also identify defects. In this way, you can also identify application workflow, which can be automated. Otherwise, you can miss it if you go only for known workflows and test scenarios. 5. Process identification. Another thing that you must take into consideration for achieving high ROI is to identify the process of execution and identify it. By doing it, you can allocate the right resources at several points in time. You can avert risk associated and take action beforehand. Another benefit that you can achieve is that you can find the best method to execute tasks more efficiently and effectively. 6. Test creation without affecting UI changes. People usually create keyword-based tests and scripts that changes with functional aspects and UI. In this case, your test scripts might not work with the successive version of applications. Therefore, you must create a test in such a way that it does not affect changes in UI. It can be done by locating UI objects and properties and identifying them. You can also provide unique names for controls to make it stable. 7. Ensure the quality of test data. For test automation to be successful, you need to ensure the quality of test data. You must focus on data size to make it optimal with relevant information. You can separate and combine data into various categories like invalid, valid, boundary condition, etc. You also must ensure that the testing is updated periodically for accurate results. 8. Check resource skill set. You may feel as if you do not need manual testers now because tests are automated. But, in real, manual testers remain relevant always and are an integral part of test teams. These testers have domain expertise and comprehensive knowledge on testing that you can leverage for test plan designing. They also help to identify defects and issue in the test with a high level of understanding. 9. Pay attention to testing infrastructure. You must use tools, techniques, and frameworks that are suitable for a specific test scenario and application. You can utilize techniques like black box testing, white box testing, exploratory testing, state transition testing, etc. You can use the right tools and frameworks like reporting, test management, analytics, and bug tracking, etc. to help you. The right automation testing company helps test team to work at an accelerated speed and contributes towards a positive ROI. 10. Periodic test review. To identify test validity, you must review the test data periodically. It helps ROI to understand outdated and unnecessary tests that are irrelevant. It also helps to reduce costs and efforts of maintenance. It will also leave a long-term effect on your project of test automation. 11. Maintain test. You can increase ROI by keeping an eye on product evolution. You can utilize test automation machinery that consists of reusable test cases and plans, smaller test cases, identifying testing suite maintenance, etc. can help to maintain test. It also keeps your test automation suite to be relevant for longer periods. If you're the owner or manager of business and you need more support in software quality, you're at the right place. Kiwi QA is one of the world's leading experts in any software QA and testing. Interested in talking to the experts in testing services? Contact Kiwi QA today for free POC.